Hello, Lloyd. So we meet again. I'm sorry about that time when I beat up Toxie in Tromaville. That wasn't very nice. So I hope you'll forgive me and you'll answer a few questions because you've been running an independent film production and distribution company since 1974, so you know a few things. I am not much for filler talk, so let's get to the questions. Question number one: how the hell are you? I mean, you and I have talked a little bit, but everyone here at this film festival has not spoken with you, so how are you? Are you healthy? Are you making films? If you are making films, are there any activities you've had to eliminate to make time for filmmaking? Because I myself have to eliminate a lot of different things so I have enough energy to do this right now, like going out to dinner and small talk and texting. Are there any things that you don't do? And what's up? What's up, Lloyd?
Rolling.
Oh, hi, Jen. Remember to wear your mask, especially when you're playing the clarinet. You know, I've been so depressed during COVID. The only thing I've been doing is I've gone back to the clarinet, which I studied in third grade, and I can take the mask off, I guess. So really, I haven't been doing anything. Drinking, a lot of drinking. I've moved from Maker's Mark to bourbon, although I still have a good supply. A lot of vaping. Well, I don't want to say porn because people get offended by that. But in any event, it's not been a terribly pleasant experience to be locked up in this super secret trauma COVID bunker. As I mentioned, I'm not in a good mental state at the moment, but I've basically just been doing the clarinet, the reading, and as I mentioned, various cat tranquilizers and things of that nature.
Question number two: how was Toxie created? Was he based on a previous love interest?
Uh, St. James Infirmary, that's for you, Jen. Toxic Avenger was based, of course, on a kind of a composite of male lovers that I had at Yale University. It was all boys at the time, and Jenny Aspinall came along, and she was able to conflate. That means put them all together, not what you think it means. Anyway, thanks to Jenny Aspinall, we have the amazing Toxic Avenger visage, face. And thank you, Jen, for appreciating Toxie's lovable, lovable smile.
Question number three: what qualities do you think most successful filmmakers share? Do you think that there's certain characteristics that filmmakers who make it big have in common? Any advice to filmmakers?
Well, it depends what you consider success. Some would say my total 50 years of filmmaking have been a total failure. If you look at it from the mainstream, or from making a lot of money, or from making baby food films and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's a success. We have a very loyal fan base. Trauma is now in its 48th year, and maybe it was 47th, I'm sorry. Trump's got me into lying all, it's just, it seems to be the national pastime, excuse me. At any rate, it's all about the art, in my opinion. To be successful as an artist, you must make art from the heart, from the soul, from the brain. To thine own self be true. That's what makes you successful. To thine own self be true. A phrase coined by one William Shakespeare, who, as you know, Jen, wrote that best-selling book, 101 Money-Making Screenplay Ideas, otherwise known as Hamlet.
Question number four: could you please tell us about Shakespeare's Shitstorm? Are there any themes that we should be looking for? Is this movie going to be similar to other trauma films? Is it going to be like Poultrygeist? Is it going to be like Terra Firma? By the way, I use those movies when I need to diet. I just put them on and I can't really eat, so it helps. So thank you for the physique help.
Well, hashtag Shakespeare's shitstorm has one major flaw in it, in that Jen, you are not in that film, but hopefully in the future I will be in your film or you will be in one of my films. Hashtag Shakespeare's shitstorm is based on my favorite Shakespearean play, The Tempest. And Shakespeare, you know, wanted to do a lot more with his own version of The Tempest. He wanted to have more graphic nudity, more violence, more defecation, of course. But Queen Elizabeth wouldn't let him do it. And sometimes he actually had to perform outside the walls of London. I've performed outside the walls of London, but unfortunately that's, you know, busking. So busking is when you play the clarinet. Clarinet. What else can I say about Shakespeare's shitstorm? It deals with two major themes. One, that we are all inundated with commercials promoting pharmaceutical big pharma, and as a result we have a population that is both uneducated and addicted to opioids, and due to evil people upstairs. The second theme, of course, is the excesses of the social justice warrior world, the Twitter hate, the Twitter bait, the third-rate bloggers who try to lift themselves up by canceling people like Uncle Lloyd. You can't cancel Uncle Lloyd. Anyway, don't cancel Troma Now. Go to Troma Now. Please subscribe. Watch.troma.com. You'll help independent art, and you'll keep the 47-year Troma independent studio alive. It's all thanks to you fans that we still exist. And thank you, Jen, for these very good questions. They're very interesting. Appreciate it.
Question number 5. We're almost done. Just one more question after this. So when you were making Toxic Avenger, were there any problems that arose on set? You have any funny stories on making Toxic Avenger? What was the most difficult thing to shoot or accomplish when shooting Toxic Avenger?
There's nothing funny about making movies. It's very dangerous. I don't laugh a lot when I'm on set because it's very dangerous. The 3 rules of production: safety to humans, safety to people's property, and much smaller print. Make a good movie. Now on Toxic Avenger, we didn't have anything funny. In fact, we had the most harrowing filmmaking experience I've ever had when we did a car flip, and the idiot, who was very expensive, we used stunt people from Frank Sinatra's movie from Hollywood with Hollywood resumes, and instead, when they showed up in the morning, they had whiskey on their breath, and the guy who we hired to put in the roll bar for the flipped car did not attach it to the body of the car. He attached it to the floor of the car. So when the car flipped over, the roll bar went through the floor of the car like a straw through wet paper bag, and luckily the car was squashed like an accordion, but only on the driver's side. So the stuntman who was driving was not injured, but it took us a while to find that out. And when we saw this horrible thing happen, and we heard little squeaks coming from inside the car, we had to get the jaws of life to come in and cut him out, and luckily nothing happened to him. But I guarantee you, if we had had any kind of disaster like happened on the Twilight Zone when kids got their heads chopped off along with Vic Morrow, Michael Hers and I would be selling shoes.
Final question. So, what does the future look like for Troma? Anything we should look for? Anything you're excited about?
The future for Troma is, Troma has a life of its own. Uncle Lloyd will be dead soon, and Toxie carries on. Toxie's all over the world. There's hundreds of licensing deals and toys and books and comic books and cartoons and blah, blah, blah. So, and Troma itself is legendary in the underground. The movies are great. They will live because great art lives. Hashtag Shakespeare's shitstorm will be around a lot longer than most of these $200 million puff pieces. Thank you all the Troma fans for supporting us for all these years. And let's keep Troma, and let's do more to keep independent filmmaking alive. We have to protect net neutrality on the internet. The internet was the only democratic medium left where we all had an equal playing field. That is being destroyed by the U.S. government and the oligopoly which runs the entertainment and media. So we're going to have a rough road ahead to survive. But great art, honest art, meaningful art, hashtag truth and love will survive. And Jen, again, thank you for this great interview. And with that, let me play. Birth of the Blues for you, Jen.